Well, folks, prepare to brace. It is me, Chanel O'Connor, and I am here looking like a right prick. Oh, did you get that joke? Did you get that? That's quite funny, That's quite funny. Ah! Point of the story is, if you would like to see me turn from ugly little goblin into beautiful Von Dutch Chanel O'Connor, watch this fabulous video, because I've got a lot to say on this episode. Not really. It's me just talking shit as per usual. So without further ado, let's get into this. Well, folks, prepare to brace. It is me, Chanel O'Connor, the villain of season 6, but also the girl in all of your hearts and dreams and desires. Yes, you can believe it. Chanel O'Connor is back on Drag Race. It is episode 9 and it is the roast. So technically, I am there. I'm not competing, but I am in the building.
Get that fire exit door. I'm off.
You best believe I've got a lot of things to say, some little bits of behind the scenes goss, and I want to show you my semi-final vinyl. I don't really have a plan for it, so we're just making it up as we go along, and because it was never featured on the show, I can do whatever I want. Let's get into it. I've not watched the episode, but I was there for the roast in person. What I want to do before we get into all of that, I actually want to discuss what happens after you're eliminated. Probably shouldn't tell you this, but I'm going to tell you this. Between episode 6 and the roast, I physically get sent home. I physically get put in a car. Be gone, foul wench! Never to return! For like a week. And then I'm coming back. See, when I went to Drag Race, I actually thought that like you would maybe get like a secret goodbye with the girls, or you would get like after the mirror message you'd get to say goodbye properly and kind of things like that. No. And listen, I also had to pack up all my shit from Drag Race, and that was traumatic enough. You physically get sent home, and I think honestly it's one of the best things that can happen for you. What I really appreciated was I got to have a couple days where I sort of like decompressed, slept, and also just got to kind of spend some time with friends. Baby, you best believe I was fully there like, well, I'm the villain. The one thing that I was told was like, okay, Chanel, when you go back, you literally can't go out. You could literally be spotted by anyone. Listen, I was also desperate for a night out. So I remember saying to one of the producers, I was like, what if I go to Liverpool for a night out? Like, nobody's going to know me there. So what if I go there and go on a night out? They were like, literally, someone will take a picture of you. Do not do it. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. The great thing is when you get your phone back, oh my God, I was over the moon because I got to phone home. It was quite freeing, because I will say it was quite a cool social experiment, and I think people should do it more often, is like just spend a couple days without your phone. And it was so freeing because I was fully there like, I don't care. The world is fine. I'm surviving. I can live without my phone. Crazy.
You want it crazy? Well, you got it now.
So we've covered our brows, and let's just get into this, darlings. So I don't really have much to say on this episode because I wasn't really there. What I'm just going to try and tell you guys is some fun little stories of like, I call it my holiday from Drag Race. You've been working really hard for a couple weeks, had a bit of stress, then you get sent home because you're so stressed, then you get to come back, enjoy the same amenities. There's no pressure anymore, I think the great thing about being eliminated is you suddenly have this like, oh, it was beautiful. So, some fun behind the scenes stories. Let's begin. Listen, when you get eliminated, I remember you spend about 2 hours packing up your stuff. Then you have to go back to the hotel because you're staying there for the night, because the next day you then are sent home. There's no point sending you home at like 11 o'clock at night. That's stupid. Listen, there's logistics through it all, and the Queen team are fucking phenomenal. But the one thing I will say is we had to go through this huge pile of washing that was all like everyone's washing. And I specifically remember the Queen team being like, well, Chanel, you can go through the bag if you want, but like we just have to sort this. I was like, well, let's just do it just now. All of us in this room picking through people's washing. And I was like, they look like Voss. They look like marmalades. They look like Kyron's. They're covered in poo. Must be Octavia's. You would just be like, okay, there. It was the most like surreal thing. I remember sitting there, and there was this running joke that I was a secret member of the Queen team, because I was just so like, right girls, who's after Peppermint? Who's after Peppermint?
Why are y'all acting brand new? We gotta get out of here. Okay. Who's after Peppermint? Damn.
Very that energy. And I literally remember being like, right bitches, let's sort this washing out because I want to go to bed. I never thought after being eliminated, I would be sorting through Lavoie and Kyron's pants. I don't think the girls know this, but yeah, I've been very much like I was part of the intimate relations when it came to their panties and making sure all of their blouses goes in the right directions. Yes, it's sad to go, but it's actually so joyous in the same breath to just sort of have a laugh about it, because at the end of the day, this isn't serious. The other fun story is I was actually spotted. I did exactly what I was not supposed to do, and I went out in public because I had to go to my studio and pick up my stuff. Lil's partner also resides in the mill, so there was one night I was walking out and they actually were out with the dogs, and I remember being like, hi, and just walking straight past them. And I think they were so dazed and confused, they were like... It was so frustrating because I wanted to talk to them, but I also in the same breath didn't. I didn't want to like reveal like the secret that like Lil's still in it, or I didn't want to give away anything. I'm gonna pop on these brows. I'm gonna tell you a spooky story. Baby, let's get into this. Listen, I'm jumping ahead because the crack is nobody's here for the makeup. When I went away to Drag Race, I didn't tell everyone. One of my besties up north, that is Sissy Scorpio. Some may call me sexy ginger and a bit of a witch. She is sexy and just a bit of a witch. Like, she is literally, you know, she's very good at tarot. She's very good at reading people's bodies and emotions. Timings wise, the time I got eliminated, it's about 9 o'clock at night. And that day, Sissy had been really, really anxious. There'd just been something in her stomach and she'd just been like, ooh. No feelings, she's in the middle of cooking dinner. She has to stop and sit down because she starts feeling really sick. So when I came back from my holiday and I'd phoned her and she went, what time were you eliminated? Was it about 9 o'clock at night? And I went, yeah. She went, yeah, I could feel it. In those moments I was like, should have bought a lottery ticket, love. I'm gonna carve out the bottom part of my eye and we're gonna get into powdering and we're gonna get into talking about coming back to the show. Let's talk about logistics of me coming back, because my god, it was a process. We all come back because we have to get ready for the roast, and we come back the day that roast is filming. The one room that they'd put us in, I arrived first. Every 10 minutes another girl would arrive and be like, what? That was all, it was kind of like second entrances. It was the weirdest thing to describe. It was also really nice to be back because the Queen team were there and everyone, and it just felt more like you're just there to have fun. Like, actually, we were there to have fun. There was no competition. We weren't looking at each other being like, who's going home this week? Well, we already know we all went home, so we're not fussed. I was running late. Classic Chanel, always last minute. Like, it's one of the things that all the girls say about me is like, I am always the last one ready. So I definitely just took my sweet, sweet time. Perhaps a little bit too much, but that's okay. And I was last one on set. I never got to show my Diana. So much hard work and dedication went into this dress. I was so proud of the concept, proud of the execution of it all. And I was like, do you know what, baby? We're cracking out the Diana. Because I love and adore that so much. It would be stupid not to. It'd be stupid not to bring this dress. A big bow around me. Just chilling. Chilling. But what I was gagged at was I was waiting to see who went after me. I kind of thought it might be Chara and Octavia. I kind of thought. But I was like, you never know how the competition's going to go. So when those two girls walked in, I went, hi, girl. I think a lot of us laugh at our elimination. A lot of us kind of like are at peace with it now. There's no point being bitter or upset because of anything that's happened on the show. There's nothing that can be changed. There's nothing that can be altered. So baby, get into it. Just get into it. Just get into it. Let me do a bit more setting and let me come back to this, and I'm going to tell you about the actual roast itself. Because honey, it was rough.
You're that girl I knew you were.
Okay, doke, folks, we're back. I feel dusty. I feel okay. Now I just want to start mapping out a kind of general shape of an eye. We're literally going to see what happens because I have no fear. Okay, the roast. All you have to do for the roast is sit there like a good submissive bottom and just take it. And I was quite happy. To just sit there and take it. And I think all season I'd sat there and took everything from everyone. I'm a chill. We're all sat there in our lovely little line. We've got our popcorn. We've got our thing. We've got to sit there with Mama Roo in the back. Hi, Mama Roo. Hi, Michelle. Hi, girl from Dairy Girls. and the girls start coming out. And I tell you this, we were in hysterics because they all had to wear their fucking clown outfits and we're all sat there, cute as a button, chilling. Chilling, gorgeous, beautiful, stunning. They looked like absolute fools. It was so, so, so funny. I'm turning purple. It's fucking joking me out.
You look like a clown though.
Thanks. Look at that. So I'll put 2 balloons in there and be like, ooh. The crack is, you're kind of sat there just waiting your turn. You know, all the girls are saying the funny bits. You're laughing, especially with Lavoie. Lavoie was killing it. She was so, 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 so funny. A lot of the comments were like that I was bratish, that I was annoying. And I was like, babes, these aren't funny. These aren't funny. There was no jokes that I was there like, I'm vastly entertained by this. I think Kyron or Marmalade said a couple things that I was like, nah, that's funny. I'll give them that.
And after this, I can't wait to run into you. With my car.
It's gonna need a big car.
A lot of people went for like the very easy people to read. Because listen, fucking Octavia. Like she walks in a room, you want to read her. And it was so entertaining, so entertaining. It just was very nice as well because it just felt like we were just there to have a bit of fun. And no one got offended. No one got terribly upset. We all knew that there would be so many jokes about how old Dita looks, or you know how annoying Zahira is, or how smelly little Octavia is. You know, those were the jokes that you kind of already expected. But the funny jokes were the ones directed towards the judges. Those were the ones that we were all really feeling and really into it. Between takes, we would chat to the girls. You know, we would kind of go like, oh my god, and wave and laugh and giggle. We're all still sisters. We're all still loving and appreciating each other in such a way that we care. We care. I think Lil is a very, very funny and a very, very entertaining person. I think their humour is quite dry. And perhaps if you don't understand that kind of humour, you might not get it. So I was very much like, okay, they might be in trouble this week. Marmalade was so... She knew what she was doing. Lavoie killed it. Killed all of us. We were in hysterics. Kyron, kind of a mid, you know? She had her highs or lows or moments. She delivered it really well and was very, like, in the character of it. But yes, I did really feel for Relisa, and I did feel for my darling dearest Lil, you know? It wasn't that they were bad. It just was like being up on that stage and being in front of Ru. It's a pressure cooker and you kind of don't really know what to do with yourself. So you're like, okay. So I think you should send your love and appreciation to those girls because listen, we're all trying it. And the funny thing was with Relisa, I found Relisa's set really quite entertaining. I thought it was really funny. So when it kind of came down to it and they make their decision, obviously we are not there for that. We don't see it at all. We are removed. We then go back into our room. We go, right, who's tops, who's bottoms? And we just sat there and had a lovely little, like, we had our own Untucked after. It was very, very funny. What I'm going to do is I'm going to focus for a minute and I'm going to tell you a little story about the hotel when we got back. So, let me get into this. I'm going to get these eyes done. Let's do it.
A few minutes later.
We've done something. Kind of looked like a raccoon. Kind of looked like a badger. Also, I don't care. There'll be people there who hate it. There'll be people there who love it. Sit on it and spin. We're going to move on to the lip, but before that, let me tell you the little fun bit of us hearing about the challenges. I remember Octavia telling me, she went, okay, Chanel. I was like, right, what were the challenges? What did you all get up to? What's going on? And Octavia went, honestly, I wish I went home when you went home. Like, she was like, I hated doing the dance challenge. She was like, it was horrible. I can't believe they made us do it. She was like, I was so jealous you guys got to leave. And she said, Chanel, if you had to do it, you would have died. And it's the one point I go, yes, I would have actually died. I think I would have passed away. I don't think I would have been able to cope with what the was going on.
What the is going on in here on this day?
The Rusical is so magical, it's so fabulous, but like what they people put those people through for those people to do those people and to dance in front of those people, in front of the people, being those people, wild. When Octavia said you would have died, I believe her. I do believe her. Listen, being there is fabulous, all that kind of stuff, but you do start missing your home comforts. You do start missing those little things, what are they called? friends. I think it really helped me being able to go away, have a bit of a reset, come back, and be prepared, because after this episode, it is finale. So like, we might make an appearance, and you know, if we make an appearance, finale can be quite intense. You know, you're seeing all these people again. Part of you wants to rehash some old drama. It can be quite an intense experience. So sometimes I think it's actually really good to be able to have a chill for a bit before all the madness occurs and starts happening. Nile, would you like to come through and tell any fun story of my grand return?
I had a fabulous time with you away, and you coming back was probably one of the worst times of my life, because my peace and happiness and calmness was destroyed. And so when you were, obviously you were on the race, and your mum was getting called for the makeover challenge.
Oh my god, yes.
But because your mum was in constant contact with me, because I would have been second if your mum couldn't make it to the makeover challenge or whatever, because I was the second choice.
I think you were quite happy to be the second choice.
I was like, Christine, make sure you go down.
Make sure you go down. You need to celebrate
this.
this.
See if it ended up she had to pay, I would have paid for her to go down. Like, I would be like, I'm not going on Drag Race. So your mum was like, they said they've not booked my travel and I'm meant to go down in like 2 days. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. What a production said. And she goes, oh, they're just waiting on this episode's elimination, and then they'll book my travel. And I did not have the heart to tell her that it was probably your elimination. And she was like, do you think Connor's doing really well? He's still in. And I was like, oh, he's fucking coming home. I was like, he's coming home. I didn't have the heart to tell her that you were probably the bottom two. Like, I knew that week you were the bottom two. So then when I got the call, it was actually the next day you called me, and I was like, I felt that one coming.
Yeah.
Because I kind of knew from the fact that they didn't book your mum's travel that you were coming home. But I didn't have the heart to tell your mum because she was so excited to go down to London. She was like, oh,
she was so sad.
She was like, I'm quite excited for a little holiday, you know. I was like, okay, Christine. That's the only
Pack light. So that's the exclusive tea from Niall's perspective.
Yeah.
But that's my perspective. Okay, folks, we're back. I've been doing some touch-ups and some bits and just trying to make this work. Because listen, art is subjective. And so is drag. With this look, you know, semi-final vinyl, I thought my ethos of Chanel is always when I feel like when I mean business, it's gonna be a suit. So I knew straight away, I was like, I want to do this like suit kind of look. And then so far in my brain, the rest of my package has been very like, oh, lovely dress. I've not yet done like a sort of suited and booted, ready to fucking party, boss lady executive kind of look. I love Moschino, love this kind of idea of like kind of painted on, beautiful tailored suits. And I thought, you know what, let me really spend time making a beautiful tailored suit out of this leatherette vinyl fabric, and then just go wild and let my friend Ollie, who's an amazing designer, he hand painted all of it. And truly, I can't wait to put it on, because like, I've only ever worn it once. I only wore it once for a fitting, and that was it. Without further ado, there's actually nothing else to report on. Next week, we will be back with another makeup tutorial video of my finishing thoughts. We will obviously discuss the challenge. We'll discuss what was going on in the episode. We'll also discuss whether I'm in it or I'm not. And I can't wait. This is the penultimate episode before the finale, mama. Let me get into this, and let's get into this outfit, and let's get this party started. Let's get into the semi-final vinyl, baby. Oh! Thank you so much for watching. I have been Chanel O'Connor, and this has been another fabulous episode of me putting on fabulous things. Now look at this wig. This is Wigs by Sire. This outfit I had made my entirety. I've done the whole thing, and then my fabulous friend Ollie has hand painted all of these fabulous thorns. Wicked as ever. I love it. Thank you so much for joining me on this fabulous little journey. This is a silly video. Literally just a general synopsis of what I got up to on episode 9. And you know that way, it's barely anything. I was there, I looked fabulous, wore gorgeous hair, wore a gorgeous outfit, and just looked fabulous. So there you go. If you enjoyed yourselves, please like, comment, and subscribe below. I greatly appreciate it. And baby, I'll see you next week for the finale, honey. For the finale.